So, as you know, there are labels. You see all these colors
Yes.
that we have on the screen. So we can manipulate them by having them like this are the people directed to me on my organization that I scan. And of course, we have other people like Mary. So what we do is we click on that little label over here and we'll just take mine off and then it becomes just Mary's people. That way you can centralize who you're talking to. Like, let's say you have a show in a particular day, you can scan them and then I'll show you how to label them. And then you have those colors. So it's really nifty. And I think it would help out a lot of, you know, especially when you have a lot of different people that you're scanning at one time.
Okay. I don't, where do I find my,
Log out, go to account and then log out.
okay.
And then go back to the BioWell and log in, and it will tell you your name right there. But just
Oh,
you remember your password?
I know my password. Yeah.
Very good.
Okay. So just send you it is what I thought it was earlier.
Okay. Got it. Okay. All right. So what I do, which is really cool, today I scan myself, and this is my scans. 48 energy, 99% balance on the energy. And then here are my chakras.
Uh-huh.
93%. And if you look at the balance view, it's like pretty good. If you're
Okay.
in that green area, it's really good. It's very faint green, but nonetheless, if you're within that area,
Okay.
you're really good. Now, if you're off to the right or the left on that red part, then you have issues and something that to be considered.
Okay.
All
Yeah, I
right.
scanned a bunch of people this week, but I told them like I'm happy to scan you, but I cannot interpret anything yet. And so,
Okay. Well, it's very simple. You're very bright, so you'll be able to get it really quick. Once you have the understanding of it, it makes it a lot easier. So
right.
this is me, and you see here at the bottom, it says add notes. I
Uh-huh.
always put here, this is before BioCore. Now, what BioCore is, I don't know if you're familiar, is the
Mm-mm.
headphones. Um,
Okay.
it's this. We got the BioCore, and what it is, this is an addition, like an accessory to BioWell. And
Okay.
the reason why I love it is because it balances the chakras through the audio file. See this, you see the chakra alignments at 93%.
Uh-huh.
There's a little music note.
Uh-huh.
When we click the music note, what it does is saves a file, an MP3 file to your desktop. So if you purchase this accessory, what it does, you can save it onto this drive. There's like a little MP3 drive, and then you listen to it. So it's about an 8-minute long, different notes and sounds that it's customized for your chakras, for especially for your clients. So do they have to have this? No. I like it. I wanted to buy it because I thought it'd be helpful for me, and it has been. I don't necessarily give it to my clients because I just don't want everybody's ears on that. You know what I mean? It's more
Right.
personal.
Right.
But my wife and I and my kids, we do that. And the reason why we do it is so that it can balance more of our chakras. Now let me explain to you what it did. So this is my alignment this morning before the BioCore. Now this is my alignment after the BioCore.
Okay.
So I want to show you how to compare them. So we right click it and hit compare in the morning, and then you right click it and hit compare again. So what it does, it puts a little compare dot here, like in a balance. You hit that, and then you can compare both of them. So you have one and two, one in the morning, one in a little bit later. So
Uh-huh.
if you're comparing them, you want to see things that are equal. you don't want to see too much of a difference because we don't want to that it goes to show that there could be issues with the body or the machine itself. So if you can see, there's a lot of similarities, and the dark one is the one afterwards, right? So that's how you can compare and contrast those two. Now we go to the
Okay.
chakras. This is before and this is after. So I went from 93% balance to 96%. So just with listening to that modality of the audio, it centered all my my chakras a lot better. Notice that almost all the chakras are hitting the center there. And I asked Nima, I said, why is this important? He says it's
I was
vital.
just going to ask that. What does that mean if I'm showing someone, oh, look, you're more aligned? So, like, what does
Right.
that mean?
It means that our chakras or energy centers of our bodies, there's 7 of them, and they're glands, right? So some people that are religious might get a little bit off because they hear that Hindu name chakra, but it's
Right.
nothing to worry about. I have a really nice video that a Christian doctor put together, and actually you find the chakras or the energy centers in the Bible. So there's nothing to worry about that. It's just a name that the Hindus have found. And kudos for them for understanding that, because it's the center of our body. If we center, when people meditate, the whole thing is coming into balance. Now, if we balance those 7 chakras, then we balance all the meridians throughout our body.
Okay.
If the 7 chakras are not balanced, then everything else goes out of whack. So that's
Okay.
why this is really important, to be able to get to that center of those glands together. So as you could tell, the biocord did brought them back together for me. Now, of course, this is before I did any patchings at all. So if I could patch, I'm sure that this centers would be a lot even closer. So it's kind of cool to see that. So then we jump into the analysis. And the analysis, we see, again, this is a comparison of the before and then the after. The before is the orange one. And you see that my stress is a little increased at 3.11. But afterwards, and this is only a few minutes afterwards, you see 10:53 and 11:31 is when I did, like about a half an hour or so later is when I did the biocore. And you saw that it now is close to optimal at 283.
Right.
You look at the energies, and then the energy was at 48.9 before, and after it's 52.43. Again, getting more optimal. That's what we want to get, is to get more optimal. The balance of the analysis is a little bit better, getting to more optimal. And then the organ disbalance went a little bit off to the medium. This is the only one that went off to the side. And I'll explain to you why it went to the side. So next we look at the area, right? So the area diagram, it shows where you want to be is within that green center. You want to be, everything about the bio is to balance our body, to come to the homeostasis, right? And this is what our body wants. Are we ever going to get there? Not sure. I've been 99% there, but not 100% yet. So we'll see when that happens. So I'll be really happy. But anything throws our balance off. It could be eating, not drinking enough water. So many different things can happen. But what we have to look at this is not that we're going disbalanced all over the area, is that when something is continually disbalanced, that's what we have to look at. Nima one time told us of a lady that that he was helping, and her liver kept showing the disbalance. It's like way overshot. And what it was doing, when you have a liver like this one here, going over to the yellow one area, and sometimes even off the charts, is that the body is trying so hard to balance the liver because there's something going on with it. So he kept saying, please go to see a doctor because there's something going on here, and we want to make sure that it's nothing that is detrimental to you. And she kept saying, no, no, I'll be fine. I don't feel anything wrong with me. And this went on for a couple years. She kept being disbalanced and like it never changed. It was always up high. And come to find out, she passed away. She had liver cancer and she wasn't able to catch it on time. So it's sad, you know. So
Yeah.
what this does, again, when we tell people we're not trying to diagnose them, this is only an energy reading. It doesn't show, it's not like an MRI or a CAT scan. It doesn't show that you have a tumor or anything like that. It just goes to show that there is some energy being uh, put or taken away from a particular system or organ that needs attention, right? So for
Okay.
instance, my mom and in my family, we have thyroid issues. That's just hereditary. So when I first scanned myself, it showed that I had thyroid issues. So what I did, I start scanning more focused and more targeted to my thyroids. And I'll show you a scan that I did and how it changed. It was dramatic. And to this day, I don't have any more thyroid issues. Now, I can't claim that it cured it, but to me, I know that it helped me, you know? So let's go to the energy diagram. The energy, what it shows here is the reserves between the one and the other. It just goes to show that I had 71%. You look at the reserve here at the bottom, energy reserve. I had
Okay.
I had 71% before I did the BioCore. And then look at after the BioCore, it went to 93% reserve.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's a big jump. And what that means is that now my body can operate in its full capacity when we have more reserves. Kind of like the battery is even more charge. Our body's batteries charge even more. So that's what
Okay.
that energy reserve means. And we're going to go to the balance. And I know I'm going quick, but we're going to repeat ourselves.
No, this is really helpful. So,
Sure. So in the balance here, this just shows our autonomic systems. We got 32 autonomic systems that is reading. And before the BioCord, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that were not balanced. And the reason that they weren't balanced is because it reads between the left and the right to see if they're 20% balanced. If they're over 20%, it shows a disbalance and then they light up. So what you want to
okay.
see is you want to see this autonomic systems totally be balanced. And in some issues, you'll see them going off the chart and you have to go like figure, you see this little orange part right here at the top.
Uh-huh.
When it
Yeah.
goes off the chart, then you have to pay attention to now why is it getting to that area? And then you read number 5, and number 5 here is the liver,
Okay.
right? So it goes to show me, it was showing me here that the liver was disbalanced and was,
And why on the left, liver
well,
left? So does that mean green is left?
yeah, the green is left. It tells you right here, green is left and right is blue.
So
So
left
if we,
liver?
right, if we look over here and we look at digestive. Okay, so here's the digestive system, right? And this is the colon, the pancreas. You see how they're both disbalanced, right? Here's your genitals are fine. What system? These are all the different systems. So when we put them together,
Endocrine. So that's thyroid. Okay.
right? When you put them together, it's like that. So what system is the liver? I wanted to see what the liver is.
That was in digestive.
Is digestive? Okay. So right here, so you see number 2 right here is this balance. And so what we need to do is we need to create an environment so that this gets balanced, right? Now check this out. When I put the BioCord and I did the BioCord, it balanced it. You see that? So let me put them all together. Where before,
So,
go ahead.
well, yeah. So liver balance, but pancreas. Oh, wait. Couldn't you go back? Was pancreas imbalanced or no?
No, pancreas was disbalanced. Now let me
Okay.
see. Where's the pancreas? 4. Okay, so 4 liver is 5 and pancreas, no, liver is
Yeah, liver is 5, pancreas is 4.
liver is 5, pancreas is 4.
So
Okay.
there's
So
there's liver.
before of it, they were both disbalanced. You see that?
Okay. Yep.
So 4 and 5 were disbalanced. Now, when I did the
Yeah.
biochord, after the biochord, the 4 was disbalanced, but the 5 got balanced. Now, so
Okay.
what happens there is that the body's energy moves to that particular area that's disbalanced and tries to balance it. And sometimes it throws something off. In this case, it balanced the liver, but not totally the pancreas. So what do I need to do there? I could start patching with my SP6 because
Mm-hmm.
SP6 is really good hormonal balance for your body. Again, I didn't have any patches at all today. So I did the scan without all my patches. I'm going to do the scan again after my patches. I ate not too long ago, so they ask us to not scan somebody after 2 hours or before 2 hours of eating or after eating.
Okay. Good
It's
to know.
really important because when we're doing when we're eating, our systems, especially our digestive system, is a lot of working. It's working with all the organs to try to digest the food. So you're going to see a lot of shift on your organs, and people might be concerned, but there's nothing to be concerned. It's just that's what the body does. It's energy, right? So I thought that was pretty cool to look at. So let me go to my data again here, and we can spend a little bit more time on the energy. Here, when we're looking at the energy, it's good to see everything between 4 and 6 joules, which is like, if you look at the bottom, it's times 10 to the second
Mm-hmm.
power. So it's like
Yeah.
50 to 70, 50 to 60 is where we want to be. So where you see it is right here at the bottom. It's kind of hard to show it, but if you look at the bottom of the energy, you see where it says energy joules,
Uh-huh.
is 5.78. That shows that it's balanced. So we go around the body. This is 4.73. We just keep going around it to make sure that we're between 4 and 6. Now you see this one on my left kidney, it shows
Mm-hmm.
6.05. It's not totally bad, right? But you wanted to go make sure that you're within that balance. So are you ever going to get it 100% balanced? No, but it's good to try to get there, right?
So this is where it really does help to, like, let's say I'm working with a client, to be scanning them regularly to see patterns.
Correct. Because one time to get a base is good, right? Baseline, because you know where they are. Let me show you my baseline. This was when I did this, it totally flipped my mind because I understood the power of this biowell. This is only the second day that I have the biowell, and check this out. So this is um this is my thyroid, 5.67 and 6.48. So when it shows those horns, Nemo was making fun of me. He says, "You're a pastor and you got horns, right?" I'm like, "Well,
Mm.
what is that?" I'm like, "What is that?" He's the first thing I asked him. He goes, "Well, that's thyroid issues." And so what you need to do is patch for the thyroids, and just having the biowell is great because it shows us where we have the issues. But if we don't have a modality or something to help us, it's just going to shows that you have issues and you have nothing to fix them. So now with the patches or other modalities, some people use crystals, some people use Tycon, what do they call those little bricks? Some people use oils, essential oils, all these different things that they can use. And Nima is a really good supporter of all these different things that people can use to get better, through energy. Dr. Caroline did a Zoom, actually an Instagram live with Lindy, and she said something that was so important. She said, for 200 years in the West, we have helped our bodies through chemical reactions, which is drugs. And she said, with this technology that we have right now, she said, there is a paradigm shift that we're going to change into energy, fixing the body through energy, through light, rather than chemical. And I think that was really incredible. And I might be not saying exactly how she said it, but I think it was
Hmm.
so key to be able to know that we can help our bodies through energy, and balancing the energy. So anyhow,
Yeah.
so I'm going to compare this one. Check this out. So I'm going to compare this one. It says to compare it to the 923 at 22. So I'm going to go to 923. This is only a month later, right? And now I had been patching for a year before that. I came in the company in this July 17th of 2021. So notice this date. This is 8/24. This is a year later, and this is what my bio well is showing me. So I've been patching, and I put about 5 to 10 patches every day. So it's not lacking patching, it's just lacking placement. And Dr. Caroline always talks about this. It's so important to be able to know where to place it, because you can put 20, 30 patches on, but if you're not placing them correctly or know where to place them, you might be disbalancing something. You might say, okay, I have back pain, so I'm going to put it in my back, but then you might be disbalancing your thyroids because you're not careful about that. But reading this, now I know pinpoint with 100%, not 100%, but very good accuracy, how to fix that issue. So I'm gonna
It's 95% accuracy. I
95.
learned that in my report.
Wow, that's awesome. That's great to know. All right, so I'm gonna compare this one. Now, let me delete all this. I didn't mean to have those on. All right, so let's compare this one to 923. And the reason why I'm comparing them is because I have a baseline somewhere to go to, afterwards.
Okay.
So 923 is over here. All right. So check this out. Now, you see all
Oh,
the
wow.
shootouts, how they're
Uh-huh.
all over the place. Now, after a month, at just 1 month of patching correctly with a biocord, look how much different this is. I had 50% joules at 88% balance to 59% joules. So I had more joules, more energy to my body. And look at this, 99% balance, which to me was incredible.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I could do that within 1 month. Also notice where my energy was and what it is now. I mean, it just shows more full, right? The body's more full with energy because it's got
Mm-hmm.
more joules. My chakras, this is before at 88%, and it went down. Now, you say, well, this didn't do much to help it, but check this out. Look how little they were. You see how small this little chakras
Oh, the
are?
size of them matters too?
Oh yeah, because it shows that we need to be at this size, more
Okay.
over full size. Now, when I did it a month later, look how much bigger they're getting. So what it means is that it's more balanced altogether. You know what I mean? Even though the alignment is 89% and went to 86%, but the fuller the sphere is, the better the alignment is going to be for the body and for that particular gland or that chakra. So that to me was really important. Now look at this. This went and I have an app on my phone, on my Apple Watch. It's called Welltory, and it measures my stress and measures my sleep. So I'm constantly measuring. Even before Lifewave, I was always measuring myself
Uh-huh.
because I wanted to see how well I am. So this is the day that I'm comparing the days before and then after. A big shift. I was always showing me that I had increased stress. Now this is before and this is the now with the purple one at 283. So that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Also, energy is more optimal. Balance is more optimal. Now check this out. My organ disbalance was off the chart to the right
Oh, wow.
high. Now a month later, it's like right there optimal. That to me showed everything that I needed to know about this biocore and the biowell.
Have you
Um,
ever scanned yourself with your watch on and without your watch on?
Yes, and they tell you not to because of the electrical components of the watch and the phone and everything else. I take everything off. One time I scanned a guy at my church and it was off the charts. And I said, "What do you have on?" He goes, "I don't have anything." Afterwards, I found out that he had three AirPods in his phone, in his pocket. And so I'm like, man, that messed it all up. And then the following week, I make sure that he had everything off and it was all balanced. So it was really cool.
Well, I think that's just a good reminder of how disrupting our devices are.
That's
I
right.
did a scan on myself holding my cell phone, and then I did a scan holding my cell phone and then some EMF blocking devices to see if they actually worked or not, and they did. That
Wow.
was like kind of fun.
Yeah. And so you have to be careful not to, like, I don't pick up to talk on the phone. I always have it out. You know what I mean? And I try not to have my earpods all the time on,
Yeah.
as least as I can get them on, you know. But check this out. So this is before you see all the shootouts. They shoot out the
Uh-huh.
respiratory, shoot out thyroid, the prostate, rectum, left kidney. There's a lot of shootouts, right? Now, afterwards, look how it is center, almost perfectly within that green area.
Yeah.
So that was incredible to me. Energy, I went from 78% to 96% energy reserve. So that was also incredible to me. Balancing, I went from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 autonomic systems disbalanced to, look at this, all of them
Oh,
balanced.
very
I
cool.
didn't want to scare myself after this. I like because it was just like, oh my gosh, I've never seen it so good. 1 month. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, I'm telling everybody how great this thing is because I've done it myself and my wife and my kids, you know. Uh,
Hmm.
and this here is the graph balance of my left energy, front, right. So everything is going good, making sure that everything's better. So that to me is just, it just goes to show the power of having this technology in hand, you know, and having
Yeah.
the patches, it's what's moving this energy. So the BioWell, this is really cool to know. The BioWell measures the energy within. The Lifewave puts energy in, and so it reads. It's like measuring from the inside outside. The patches put the energy in. BioWell reads the energy going out. So that's why it's like a hand in glove, right? It fits together so cool, so good. So hopefully that helps you a little bit. I want to talk to you about the fingers, like when we're scanning.
Yeah.
You know, this is
Yeah. So
really
what was happening for me is, so like I know that once you scan one, it automatically like moves over to the other one. But let's
right,
say I do a scan and I'm scanning like right thumb here, the image would pop up over in like left pinky.
right. Okay,
Like, and it
so
just kept jumping all over.
right. So I had to calibrate it. It's not showing good. So are you good with calibrating? Do you know how to do that?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll skip that. So when I scan my right, another thing that has helped me a lot too, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this. What I do to scan myself, because sometimes it's a little bit difficult, I put my bottom fingers on the bottom of the machine and the one on
Uh-huh.
top, kind of like this. And when I do that, I get to have a really good straight balance reading. If I just do it
Okay.
like this, might not get a good balance. So let me
Okay.
try that. So we're gonna go to this is the left thumb, right? So I do it like this, and granted I'm in the air, so I'm not stable. But
Hmm.
you see how you have that straight line right here, and I'm in the air,
Yes.
right? So I don't know how I got really good right there. So it automatically jumps to the next finger. You see that?
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
if this was off, let's say this scan was like that. Well, let me get a bad scan. See that? That's a bad scan
Uh-huh.
because you have stuff on the inside and this is not straight. So
Okay.
so you want to make sure that all your scans are nice and straight. This line right here is perpendicular, right? Is that perpendicular? Yes.
Uh-huh.
Straight up and down, 90 degrees. You don't want it off to the side like that. You don't want to do a scan like, well, this is straight, but also when you scan, you can do that and you see it cuts off the top. You don't want to do that.
Uh-huh.
You want to make sure that you put your finger right in the center of the machine, and you notice how I keep clicking over here because it
Right.
automatically goes there with your mouse.
Uh-huh.
Just click over there, and then you scan it again. And you see how it has this over here? This is bad. It
Like
just,
a bad scan.
yeah, this is bad because I have a light, a bright light in front of me, and light is actually getting to the bio well. When you see this off color straight blue.
Yeah, when I was scanning people outside and it wasn't working, I had to put them under a tablecloth.
Yes, that's good you did that because I scanned somebody like that too, and it was really bad. And Nima got a little upset with me, but I told him to forgive me. I didn't. So when you scan them, make sure you have it straight, and this is pretty good. And then it jumps to the next one. So I'll go to the next one, and then I scan it again, and that's pretty good, right? So let's say I'm gonna get a bad scan. Well, let me see. I'm trying to get a bad scan. I'm getting all good scans. So you see that one?
Because you're a pro now.
That's off to the left. That's not good.
Mm-hmm.
It's not centered. So you want to make sure that you're centered. You bring it back to that quadrant, and then you get a nice, and even that's not that good. So you want to have a nice rounds, just like when you calibrate, when we calibrate, we put that disc and it's really pretty in the center. That's what you want,
Mm-hmm.
that's what you want the scan to look like. See, this is bad. When it goes like that, and just
Okay.
keep scanning. You have time. Don't rush your clients till you have a good scan.
Yeah. I had this one guy I was scanning and I just could not, like, all his scans looked like that, or they were all over the place. And he could not get a good scan to save his life.
Right.
I
And
was like, I don't know what you're doing in there, but just put your finger on the thing.
yeah. See, I also have a really bad scar. When I was a kid, I cut myself really bad on my middle finger. So it doesn't show a really good scan. Now, some people might not have particular fingers. So what we do for that is we scan the opposite hand. So if I want to get a really good scan, I go into my right hand, go to this area, and scan my right finger instead of my left finger. And
Okay.
that is appropriate, especially for people that don't have fingers. You know what I mean? Like the right finger or the left hand or whatever. So that's good to know.
Okay.
Any other questions on the scanning?
No, I just think I'll have to just figure out if it's my computer or what, as to why it would jump to different, like completely different fingers. Like if I had already scanned something, it's
Yeah.
like showing up in the wrong area. Like it's literally jumping all over.
So when I was showing you, when you do when we go from one finger, we
Yeah.
scan it, it jumps to the next one, right? So
Right.
you just keep going like that. Now there's also a fan back here. Sorry. You see that little button right here?
Yeah.
There's a fan. So if you're in an area that's warm or the temperature is off and on, it's not regulated, put the fan on. And that's gonna help you scan better too.
Okay.
So I'm gonna scan the right middle finger. See, that's a bad scan. So what I do with the mouse, I just go over here and click on it to rescan it again. And that's good. I'm gonna go to the next one.
Yeah. I think I'll try doing like a recording my screen when I do it next on someone to
Hmm?
explain like what's happening, because it's really not normal.
So it's not going to the next one, it's going all
No,
the
it
way
goes
down?
to the next one, but it'll, like, if I'm scanning your thumb, the image shows up on a finger I haven't scanned yet.
Oh, well, that's because it jumps. Like, okay, so let's say I'm here in this finger, right?
Uh-huh.
And this is my left thumb. So I go to scan it and it goes to the forefinger of my
Yeah,
left.
I know, no, that, but the image, like the image of that left thumb, say it would pop up over here on this left pinky where I haven't scanned yet.
Oh, that's because the mouse hover is over here. So let's say I have this here. See, the mouse hovers over and it has a little black outline in each
Yeah.
one of the boxes. So that's how you know it is at a particular area. So say that the box is on the left pinky, but
Yes.
I put my right thumb in here. Guess what? It's going to scan it.
Oh, yeah. No. Okay. So this is why it was so frustrating because I'm sitting here with the client and I'm making sure that the black box is on the thumb, but the image just keeps popping up and other things. So we have to go back and rescan fingers that we've already done.
Right.
And I don't know if it's because I have a touch screen laptop, like if maybe there's something
Oh, yeah. See if you
interfering.
can.
I was like moving the mouse. I was trying to like it was really frustrating.
Yeah. Do you use the touch screen a lot?
No.
Okay, try to disable it because
Okay.
sometimes the touchscreen, I have a touchscreen laptop and it does some funky things sometimes by itself. And that could be moving that mouse to another area. And that's why you're
Okay.
getting another. So try that and hopefully that'll help.
Okay. All right.
All right, so let me cancel this.
I
And
figured it had to be something with that because it made no sense why it was just jumping around all over the place.
right. So let me send you now that I have your thing. This is really cool. I'm gonna send you my scan real quick. So this is my last scan. And there's a little send to user. You see that? It's a little second
Uh-huh.
button right there. So when you click on that, I'm gonna send you here. Let me write this down because this is Dr. Caroline's if you ever need that. info@nativenutrition.com. That's her username. Okay, so experiment has been sent. So for you to get this experiment, now you're gonna go to receive. There's the third little box on top of it. Hit receive on your BioWell,
Uh-huh. Oh, got it.
and you're gonna get that. So when you click on it, then you're gonna get that my whole scan. It's not just a report, like a non-static report. You're gonna get the whole scan itself, which is kind of
Okay.
cool. So if you have a particular client that you're dealing with and you're having issues with it, you can send it to me or to Dr. Caroline, to Nima, anybody, and say, hey, help me out. What's going on here? And then we'll be able to read the whole scan and see, okay, let me see your finger. So do you want to send me one?
Sure.
You can send a client one, or if you want to, you send your own. That way, there's no, some clients sometimes get upset.
All right. I'll send you. Okay, which one are you?
I am patched away, capital P, capital T, capital W, and no spaces.
Okay, mine said error sending experiment, invalid login. Maybe I did it wrong. Am I not logged in? Hold on. Maybe I can't spell.
PATCH.
Just patch the way. No spaces,
No
capital
spaces,
letters.
capital, yeah.
PTW.
Yes.
Okay, there it goes.
All right. Let me back here. See.
Is it not showing up?
Not yet. Are you connected to the internet?
Yeah.
Okay. Send, receive. Yeah, when I sent you yours, did you get like a notification or something? When it
No.
came in? You just saw it here in the receive?
Yeah.
Let me check this out. I'm gonna log in and log out, see if that helps. There you go. Yeah, I have to log out. Okay, so now I got your scan, and is this yours personally?
That's mine. That's one of my early ones, like when
Okay.
I first got my device.
Okay. So we didn't go over all this stuff, in which we
Right.
could if
Yeah,
you
there's
want
so
to.
much stuff in there.
Yeah, there's like your bladder is very high, your kidneys a little bit high, your liver is a little high, and your lungs, it's a tiny bit high. So what we do, like for instance, for a bladder, check this out. This is really cool. For a bladder, the patches that is really good to know. Let me go here to the um light workers act. Are you in this group yet? Have you gone into this
I
portal?
am, I will say, I am not having the easiest time like navigating it, like
Let me
finding
see if I
things.
can find you. Yeah, there you are. Yeah, so you're a member of the Light Workers app.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay, let me take you home. Um, there's this courses. Okay, so in the courses,
Hmm.
there's one called photo biomodulation and photonics. This course is really good and it's free. At least he gave it to us for free. It's $97.
Okay.
So ask, you might not be able to get into it, but ask for permission and he should, give you the permission for it. You bought the training with it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, he should give you the permission for that. So this here, the reason I wanted to bring you to this is because he posted something really, really cool here. Let me see where he put it. I can pressure. Okay, that's not
I
it.
don't have that one. I'll have to find it.
Okay, go to courses,
Hmm.
and then on courses, put all. I don't know if you can search for, oh, maybe you can. Let me see. Photo. Yeah, you can search up on the very top. Just type photo, because he has a lot of courses there.
Okay, got it. Oh, I see request access.
Yeah.
Okay.
So click on that one, and maybe in a day or so he'll give you the access for it.
Okay.
But once you get access to it, go to table of contents, and then go all the way to the bottom here. See the BioWell chart.
Mm-hmm.
When you click on that, it's going to give you this.
Amazing.
This is really cool because this one, he has mapped the things that you need and the patches that you need for this particular systems, right? So for the respiratory, coronary, cerebral, he wants us to use carnosine and X39. For the
Okay.
jaw, teeth, Icewave, and Eon, and so forth. So all these ones are, but and he's continued adding them. The X49, he made this before the X49 came out. That helps us with a lot of other issues. So he will
Mm-hmm.
constantly move this and add this. So for the
Okay.
kidney and liver, I would say use this patches, which is the Eon, glutathione, carnosine, energy enhancer. Energy enhancer is really good because it moves the energy throughout your body. And
Mm-hmm.
I put it on the opposite ends, either on your shoulders, your hands, your arms. That's really good for balancing your system. And X39, of course. X39, you have to use it with, couple it with everything that you always use. I always
Yep.
use X39. So you'll like that. You'll like this form. I can send it to you if you actually, I think I sent it to you already, but I can make it.
Okay. Yeah, you sent me a few things yesterday, so
Yeah, so this is probably one of them.
okay.
All right. So you have
Um,
any other questions?
no, this was really helpful.
Okay.
So just like my big takeaway from this is that I don't have to necessarily know what all those things mean, but I can look at this and tell someone there's an imbalance in your lungs, your kidneys, your liver, but they're always asking me, well, what does that mean? It's
Right.
like, well, I don't diagnose. I can't tell you what that means other than there's just an imbalance of the energy there. So is that
Exactly.
correct in that?
Yeah, that
Okay.
is correct because, like Dr. Caroline, Dr. Christine, all the doctors, they can prescribe things to them. We can't. It's easier
Right.
for them to do it, but I can look at it and say, okay, your liver is showing 7.60, which is over energized, right? So what would I do to help with that liver? I would use either SP6 or better yet, glutathione. What's cool about it is that it gives you a picture of any of the places that you can put the glutathione on. These are the glutathione meridians.
Okay.
So that is the placement is key, remember. So what I did, I had very high liver and I placed the glutathione, and within not even 5 minutes, it balanced my liver energy, which is wow, that was really
That's funny because I always put, I mean, in my practice, I do palpations on certain like reflex points in the body, and I can like manually check people's liver, and it is that spot right there, like under the
wow.
ribs. And
Wow.
so that's where I always put my glutathione patch just because I know like that's a point, but I didn't know that it correlated with um, the acupuncture points too. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. So you go to the kidney, and then for a kidney, it's a different, even though 6.36 is not that high, but that's where you can patch the kidney with. You do the bladder. Your bladder is very high, 8.02. Then this were your bladder meridians. And you can patch any of those patches that we were looking at on this form. You can see where you need to patch for that particular, kidney, liver, whatever. You can use any of these patches. Now, what I would suggest is Eon does a lot,
Yeah, I
right,
wear that every day.
on the GV14. So, that would really help you. And you'll see it. It was really cool too, is you can just patch it and instantly you'll see, and you'll scan yourself right away and you'll see this change like instantly. It was so cool.
Okay.
So that's how you can check out where to place them over here. Now,
Okay.
we did the
So
analysis.
this, sorry, so with this, like let's say I have like you're my client, this is your scan, you're sitting across from me. I'd scan you, then I could patch you based off this and then do a rescan.
Yes, you always do a baseline without the patches, where you get to know where they are without any modality. Then you patch them according to what you saw. Like for instance, I wouldn't try it, especially in the show. Now, if they're your patients and they come to you to get that help, you can devote that time to them, right? So you work with them in different issues. Like for instance, if you were coming to me, I would say, okay, I see some shootouts on the thyroid. I see some shootouts on the respiratory, and maybe let's do the urogenital systems. So let's tackle those three, or you can tackle one at a time. It's totally up to you. So by putting on just the Eon, I would do the Eon and then rescan and see where this moves, because it will move instantly with Eon. And then you'll see, okay, now Eon does this. Let's go see what else. You might have a liver, you might have a left kidney shootout. Then you go pinpoint with other patches like the glutathione and so forth. When you show this to clients, they're blown away. They're like,
Right.
give me what you have, because they see
Yeah.
visually what this patches can do instantly in real time.
Very cool. Okay.
So,
This was really helpful because I was
absolutely.
feeling like I needed to know what all this stuff meant.
Right.
And
So
so,
let's look at one last thing here and I'll let you
okay.
go.
Yeah.
We looked at your balance. Your balance doesn't look bad, looks pretty good. If we move to energy, organ energy, I noticed that there was a little orange right here on the head.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a little yellow on the respiratory. So yellow means it's a little increase. Urogenital is a little increase, but the red or the orange is low. So it's under energized. So we look at the head, there is under energized on the eyes, the ears, the jaws, and the cerebral zone. Okay.
Crazy.
So this is all under energized. So what I would
That just
do,
makes me want to go, what? why? What does it mean?
What's going on here? So it's in your head. So what we can do is you can do, was this before a patch or after a patch?
This was before a patch. This was like when I first got I haven't rescanned myself, but this was when I first got my bio well, and I was just playing on it. And it was also before I knew to take notes in the note field.
Yeah, right. So you put the notes here. This is before. You could put before patches and before taxes, before patching, and then after patching, and then you'll see the difference. You know. So once you do that, I think it's, you start using this by yourself, and then you'll know within 1 month you're gonna have a big change. Now we scan ourselves at least twice, maybe 3 times a day. After dinner, before we go to bed. We know when we're trying a different supplement, we don't even take it in. We just hold it in our hands, and then we scan ourselves.
Okay, do you do the stress scan or do you do a full scan?
Most of the time I do the full scan, but we can do a stress scan, and the stress scan is helpful, but you have to repeat it like 3 or 4 times, because 1 time is not enough. So it's asking you for your left side, your left ring finger. Your left ring finger.
Left ring, right ring, yeah.
Right.
So you would scan 3 or 4 times to get a baseline?
Yeah, so now sometimes it doesn't allow us to analyze it. Right now it did because it's not calibrated. If I calibrate it, it will say, hey, rescan again.
Okay.
And until you see the analyze, and until you see all these green marks checked too. Because if those green marks are not checked, if there's red in here, then that means you have a bad scan. Of course, I'll try to get a bad scan and I can't get it. There you go. You see how that's a red scan? That's a red exclamation. That just goes to show that's not a good scan. So I have to go back in here and scan myself again until I get a green scan. Then once you see the analyze, then you hit analyze. That's really good to try the different modalities on your hand, because the way that you find out if they're good is you go over here to your energy. Analyze, and you see that it's without it's going to be either high or low. But once you have the modality on your hand, or the supplement or the vitamin that you want to subscribe or prescribe or share with a client, then it will bring you to a balance. And if it's not good for them, it won't be balanced. It won't be within this area. So you try something else, and you hold it on them, and they don't even have to ingest it, which is so cool. To me, it's, that's the stress scan. That's how it works. You hold it, you did a scan baseline, so you know where you are, and then you hold the piece, whatever it is that they want to try it on their hands and their body, somewhere within 3 inches of their body. You do the stress scan, and then you come back to this one and see where they are energy-wise. Now, the stress scan is going to look a little different than this. It's not going to have all the things, it's just going to be the stress. It's just going to be that the analyzed stress part.
Okay.
All right.
All right, cool. I feel much more confident now.
Sure. I'm glad that I could help you, and we have this recorded, about an hour session, so that we can share with anybody. I'll make a copy of it and send it to you, and we can share it anytime with anybody.
Okay.
All righty.
All right.